Hello guys. Today we're gonna conclude this. We're gonna talk about the series of The Nightmare Room as a whole. Very interesting show. Unlike the other ones, I wasn't able to rewatch the show. I have seen every episode before, just a long time ago. So I kind of rough way of looking into these episodes, and it's unfortunate because this is a very underrated series. So let's talk a bit about it. This show aired from 2000 2001. DVD, it was partially released. There was two volumes of four episodes that were released in 2002 on DVD. So there are some episodes that aren't haven't been released on a physical medium. Even on YouTube, I think it's the same eight so episodes that are viewable somewhat on YouTube. The show on IMDb had 7.2 out of 10 overall, and with about 500 user votes. However, the what I call the Fenn average, what I do is I take the episode rating of every episode rating of the show, each episode, their rating. I add them all and then divide it by the same amount of episodes. Usually I do it like season by season, but since it only had one season, it was pretty simple to do. This one was 8.65, so round up to maybe 8.7 or something, compared to 7.2. One season, 13 episodes, that's all I had. The highest rated one was 9.3 with School Spirit, and the lowest rated one was 8.1 with Fear Games. Um, so the main stars, I mean, it was pretty evenly divided up. Most people didn't get star more than two episodes. One is Kiko Agena, who did Prodigal Son. Kyle Gibson did Get Real. Um, Directing wise, it was weird. There was a few episodes that didn't have director credit at all. But there was a three-way tie with two, I believe. Anson Williams, who was in Happy Days, James Marshall, who did Smallville, and Ron Oliver, who did Prom Night 2. So yeah, overall, this show is interesting. The best way I can describe it is it's like if Arlstein tried to make an adult, not an adult version, but a teenage version of Goosebumps, which pretty much was Are You Afraid of the Dark? Are You Afraid of the Dark definitely fit more of that teen audience. While Goosebumps was definitely more pre-teen kid kind of thing. Um, and yeah, in that show tried to do that. The problem with the show wasn't that it was bad by any stretch. It was its timing. It came too late. It came out in 2000, 2001. The horror anthology craze was really dying down. I mean, especially kid horror anthologies. Those were huge in the 90s. Horror anthologies. Those started to become popular kind of in the 70s ish. The early ones were like in the 40s, but they really started to received some intrigue in the 70s, then they exploded in the 80s, and they just kept going in the 90s. But this was kind of really the last ditch thing to capitalize on it. And this release schedule was a little random, to say the least. It wasn't consistent enough. And to be honest, it wasn't delivered in a way that felt official. It was definitely in a way that was like, oh yeah, we'll do some, you know. But remember, the production values were solid. The acting, everything about the shows themselves were solid for the most part. It had quite a few notable guest stars that went on to be very notable people, like Drake Bell, Amanda Bynes. Even some veterans like Robert Englund was in this too. So there was a lot of notable people in it. Shia Beowulf was in it as well. And yes, I know I say his name wrong. I'm sorry. That's just the way I say his name. um, but yeah, it's an interesting show. Like and also note that the person technically person who has the most credits is James Avery, who does the narration. He's credited as R.L. Stein, even though he's not R.L. Stein. Um, but yeah, the shows, the episodes, they could get a little dark for sure. I love this show had a lot of episodes with really good twists, and no episode was below 8. I mean, And the thing is, it's not like these episodes only had like 5 to 10 people review them. These were like at minimum like at least 20, 25 people, and then it would get up into the 40s. I mean that means that 20 to 40 people saw an episode, and on average they gave it an 8 out of 10 or higher. That's pretty good, to be honest. I think, like I said, I think the biggest issue with the show was that it was just the timing wasn't right. If it was released a few years earlier, that would have been the time. It would have done better. It would have lasted longer at least. Or man, I mean, horror anthologies, they're coming back big now because of the way entertainment has evolved into like short film style stuff, and the anthology format is very friendly for that. So is so it's so yeah, it's I really love this show. It's a really good show. I can't wait till it actually comes out officially. And I checked streaming. It's not available to stream anywhere. If it was, I would have watched it. It's not even. I mean, I don't think. I mean, sure, you could try pirating it. I don't recommend it for sure because it is illegal. But some people are going to do that anyway. Um, I couldn't find it anywhere at all except for YouTube with I thought about just watching what I could and going on memory on res, but I thought but then I concluded either I'm gonna watch all of them, or I'm just gonna go by all memory because I didn't want to shortchange any episodes. I want to give the same amount to all of them. But yeah, and plus it would kind of bum me out to watch it knowing that I couldn't watch all the episodes. That would have bummed me out pretty badly. It would just continuously bumming out. But yeah, there's not much I can say about it. It's pretty it just gets everything down. I mean, of course there'll probably be some 90s cheese moments. That goes without saying. I mean, if you're going to watch a horror anthology show from the early 2000s, like 2000, 2001, and the show's aimed from and the TVY7 average rating for it, you're going to get what you're going to get. Just keep in mind that it's for what it is, it's really solid and enjoyable. I really enjoyed those episodes when I first saw them. And looking back now, they're like really good. And they brought some interesting stuff to the horror anthology in general, like that 2 episode experiment when they had 2 different stories but the same cast of characters. I mean, that's interesting in itself. I really and that, like I said, they took stories that kind of been there, done that, but they did them in a way and added a twist to them that made them feel very freshly impactful, especially that Shia LaBeouf episode. Whew. But yeah, there's not much else I can say about the series in general. I just say, if you haven't seen it before, watch what you can on YouTube. It's that perfect, and you're not gonna get the whole series, but some's better than none. If you really want to watch the whole thing, I guess if you do find a way to watch it, I guess let me know if there's a way. I mean, if I have to travel to Canada to binge watch a show, I'll do it at some point. I mean, I live in a state that's close to Canada, so it wouldn't be that much of a trip, really. Um, but yeah, there's not much else I can say about this um show. There really isn't much else, to be honest. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. Um, and yeah, I mean, it just kind of reminds you, like, it's crazy how many shows that were good like are buried because of just time. There's so many good shows from the past that don't get their due because time. Time just goes by, more and more stuff gets released and it gets forgotten. And that's a shame sometimes because there's a lot of shows that deserve recognition that don't get that recognition. It's like you have a great piece of art that doesn't get attention because it's behind stacks of other pieces of art. Now, the art quality of those arts can vary, but at some point, it's nice to be able to dig through them and find that piece that's just like, whoa, why is this back here? You know? That's why I love doing the show. Now, the next time I do this, I've been alternating between big show, short show, big show, short show, but I think I'm gonna do another short one again because my life's gonna get a little bit more ambitious. I'm gonna do a little bit more stuff, and I kind of want some manageability. And I'm gonna try to do it. I watched the show. I don't think I'm gonna rewatch it again because unlike this one, this show I've watched very recently. Briscoe County, The Adventures of Briscoe County Jr. with Bruce Campbell. I'm gonna do that one. That one's a little longer, this one, but still not like crazy long. Um, I don't know when I'm gonna do it next year. Maybe fall again. I might try to knock it down in the spring or summer even. Summer would be pretty cool to do then, but I don't know. I'll do it when I do it. I guess next non-video game related stuff. I was gonna do Fenn's album reviews, but it's a little bit too much. I wish I could do it, but there's a little bit too much going on for me to really hack into it. So I'm probably just gonna go back to Fenn recommends to close out the year. Um, but yeah, speaking of which, there should be a couple, some of those that should have already been released. So, but yeah, guys. Thanks for watching. In case you want to chat with me, Mike, or anyone else at the Campy Company, you don't want to use the YouTube comment section. We do have a couple options. The first one is we have a Discord channel. You can find a link to that in the about page / about section of our channel. We also have a discussion tab in our channel as well. You can access that through a PC or laptop computer. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching. Please subscribe and like the videos, and have a good day.